Welcome to Studio Y. I'm Cynthia, and today we're going to be doing a yoga flow class. So you should have a mat, and if you have a blanket available, any type of blanket, bring that in. That will help you with your knees and give your hips some height if that works for you. So let's begin in an easy seated position. So the blanket will be great to have it folded up underneath your hips. Maybe it will be a little more comfortable. Begin with your eyes closed, lengthen through your spine. Feel your hips ground down into the mat as your crown of your head reaches towards the ceiling. And take a moment to take a deep inhale through your nose and then sigh it out through your mouth. One more time, a deep inhale through your nose. And then exhale through your mouth. Now begin to deepen your breath. And if you find that your mind is sort of jumping around, then feel free to maybe come to a mantra, something that you can say to yourself to help focus your attention to the present moment. As you inhale, think I am strong. Exhale, I'm brave. Inhaling in your strength. And exhale that you're brave. Now try to deepen your breath just a little more, feeling your heart rise with your inhale, feeling your hips sink into the mat on your exhale. Let's take a few more breaths here. Now gently open your eyes, and let's sweep our arms out to the side, palms facing towards the ceiling as your hands, fingertips reach towards the ceiling, finding that length from your hip bones all the way through your fingertips. On your exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale to sweep up, feeling that length and stretch. Exhale, pressing your hands together to heart center. One last time. Inhale to sweep up, reaching and extending. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's hold here for a moment, pressing your palms together, elbows reach to the opposite sides of the room. And exhale to release. So we're going to start with doing a few poses on our right side. I'll be mirroring you. So let's bring that right shin in front of the left. Grounding down with your sitting bones, finding the length through your spine. We're going to inhale, reaching our arms up. Exhale, right hand connects to the mat as you reach up with your left, feeling that length through your left side. On your exhale, let's reach to the right. Now your left hip bone may come off the mat a little bit. Just try to press it into the mat. And breathe. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, let's twist to the right. As you inhale, think about lengthening through your spine and exhaling to find your twist. At any time you lose your breath with the movement, it's more important that you just breathe. And then eventually you can link the breath to the movement. On your next exhale, let's slowly unwind. Hands come out in the front of your shins. Find the length first. And on your exhale, slowly walk your hands forward, trying to keep the length through your spine, tail down through the crown of your head as your heart presses towards the mat. Relax your shoulders. So we just want to find that spot where we feel the stretch, but never any pulling or burning. Couple more breaths here. On your inhale, walk your hands back towards your shin, finding that length through your spine. Arms will come out in front of you. And bring that right arm underneath the left for eagle arms. If this isn't working in your body, you can always give yourself a hug with your left arm on top of your right. If your arms are in eagle arms, try to keep your elbows shoulder height. A deep inhale here as you reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, let's round. Couple more times. Inhale to lift and reach. Exhale, round. Last time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, center. Bring your hands back down by your sides and let's do a counter pose. Bring your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers down to the webbing as you pull your hands down and away from your hips. Finding that openness through your front body as you pull your shoulder blades together. And if it's okay on your neck, reach your chin towards the ceiling. Finding that stretch through your front of your throat. And exhale, release. Let's bring our legs right out in front of us. And we're going to do a figure 4 stretch on the mat. If you're sitting on a blanket, you may want to come off your blanket. Let's begin by crossing that right foot over your left knee. Heart is lifted, and use your hands to support your foot and your knee. Take a few breaths here. And if you feel as though you need more of a stretch, start to bend your left knee until you can find that stretch through the back of your hip. Keep lifting through your heart. Couple more breaths. On your exhale, slowly begin to straighten your left leg. Right foot comes to the outside of the left knee. Wrap your left arm around for a twist to the right. And to increase the stretch through your hip, you can hug your knee in a little closer to the center line. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale to twist. Two more breaths. And exhale to unwind. And we'll do all those poses on the other side. If you'd like to hop back up on your blanket to give your hips some height, then go ahead. And let's bring the left shin in front of the right now. Let's inhale, reach and extend through your arms. Exhale, left hand connects to the mat. As you reach up with your right arm, stretching to the left. Relax that left shoulder away from your ear and breathe. Maybe even turning your heart towards the ceiling. Inhale to rise. Exhale, let's twist to the left. Remembering to inhale, lengthen. Tail down through the crown of your head and exhale to twist. Two more breaths. Exhale, slowly unwind. Hands come in front of your shins. Inhale to find your length. Exhale, walk your hands forward. Noticing if this pose feels any different on this side. As we switch the crossing of our legs, the pose may feel slightly different. 2 more breaths. Allowing your heart to sink towards the mat. On your next inhale, walk your hands back to your shins. Arms come out in front, eagle arms on the other side. Left arm underneath the right. Remember, you can always give yourself a hug. Inhale as we lift up. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, round. Feeling that stretch through your upper back and your shoulders. Inhale as we come back to center. Exhale, release the bind. Hands come behind your hips again. And this time, interlace your fingers the opposite way, so the uncomfortable way. Pull your hands down and away from your hips as you open up your heart, pulling your shoulder blades together, tilting your chin towards the ceiling if it's okay on your neck. Couple more breaths here. And exhale, release. And we'll do the hip stretches on the left side. So feel free to come off your blanket. And we'll cross that left leg over our right knee. Use your hands to cradle your knee and your foot. Finding that place where you can feel the stretch, but there's no burning or pain. And then you can slowly bend your right knee to increase the stretch. Lifting your heart. Relax your shoulders. Couple more breaths in our seated figure 4 stretch. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Left foot on the outside of the right knee. Wrap your right arm around as we twist to the wrap your left arm around your right as we twist to the left. And breathe. Exhale, slowly unwind. And let's find our way to tabletop pose. All fours. And this is a great place for the blanket to give your knees some extra cushioning. You can fold up your blanket, bring it underneath your knees. Knees stacked underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders, fingers spread wide. Take a moment to really engage your abdominal muscles, finding that length from your tailbone through the crown of your head. Take a couple breaths here, lifting up through your shoulder blades, and we'll go through a few cat-cow poses. So inhale, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. Exhale, rounding into your cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And just keep moving on your own breath. Moving as slowly as you like. So we want the breath to travel through your body like a wave. And after your next cat pose, let's find our way to a flat back. And we'll do a balancing tabletop pose. Extend your right arm forward, left leg back. Toes can be on or off the mat. Toes pointed towards the mat, or maybe even slightly in to help level off your hips. Keep breathing. Exhale, hand and knee to the mat. Take a moment, windshield wiper your hips back and forth, maybe a couple cycles of cat-cow. And then we'll return to our tabletop pose. Extend your left arm forward, right leg back, toes pointed towards the mat. And breathe. Finding that length, fingertip to heel. And exhale, lower hand and knees to the mat. And let's all sit back into child's pose. So in child's pose, make your knees about as far apart as the mat. Big toes come together as you sit back towards your heels. Heart presses towards the mat. Reaching long with your arms, making this an active child's pose. Now, child's pose is here for you anytime during your practice when you just want the opportunity to catch your breath, you need a chance to recharge. Find your child's pose and join us again when you're ready. On your next inhale, let's round up through cat. Exhale, drop your hips, lift your heart, extended cow. Inhale, round up through cat. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, rounding up through cat. Exhale, drop your hips, lift your heart, extended cow. Inhale, rounding up through cat. Exhale, child's pose. One more time. Inhale, rounding up through cat. Exhale, drop your hips, lift your heart, extended cow. Inhale, rounding up through cat. Exhale, child's pose. This time we're going to inhale to tabletop. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, drop your knees, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. We're going to flow through those 3 poses 2 more times. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. One more time. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Pause here in child's pose for 2 more breaths. We're going to inhale to tabletop. If you'd like, you can move your blanket over to the side. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So at any time I cue downward dog, tabletop, or child's pose are also resting poses. So you can choose between the 3, whatever resting pose best suits you. We're going to inhale to plank. Always the option to lower your knees, plank on your knees, or stay in plank. Press your heels back, engage your abdominal muscles, lift up through your shoulder blades. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. And hold. Exhale, downward facing dog. And hold. For the next couple poses, you can begin by dropping your knees to the mat and starting in tabletop. So you can go to our next pose, our lunging from either tabletop or downward facing dog. Big toes come together to touch. Sweep that right leg up, 3-legged dog. And breathe. Glide forward, knee to chest, as you step your right foot forward between your hands, coming to your runner's lunge. Also the option to have your back knee down if that's better for you. Take a couple breaths here, trying to stack your knee over your ankle. Hips sink towards the mat, spine is long. Heart is lifted. Gaze is set at point about 6 inches in front of your mat. Left hand connects to the mat. Hug that right knee in as you sweep that right arm up for your twist. Exhale, unwind. Stepping back to tabletop or plank. And hold. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, big toes come together to touch. Sweep your left leg up, three-legged dog. Toes pointed towards the mat. We're going to glide forward, knee to chest. And let's step that left foot forward between our hands. Runner's lunge on the left side. Heart is lifted. Finding that length through your spine as your hips sink towards the mat. And breathe. Right hand connects to the mat. Left knee hugs in as we sweep that left arm up for your twist. And exhale, unwind, stepping back to plank or plank on your knees. Exhale, tabletop or downward facing dog. Two more breaths here in downward dog, finding that length through your arms. Shoulder blades pressed together, hips high. You can pedal out your feet. You can put any movement in downward dog that feels good in your body. Bend your knees, look forward. Step, walk, or hop. Your feet to your hands. And let's hang out in forward fold for a couple breaths. You can put a deep bend in your knees. Allow your head to drop towards the mat. Release the tension from your shoulders and your neck. You can shake your head yes and no. You can grab opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Take about 2 more breaths here. Hands reach to the mat. Straighten your legs. Inhale, we're going to come to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift and hold. Bend your knees. Arms come long by your sides. Spine is still long. Tailbone through the crown of your head. Modified airplane. Press in through your feet as your arms rise. Hands come together at the top. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, let's stretch to the right. Crescent moon. Inhale to center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale, arms down by your sides. And pause here in your mountain pose. So let's start at the feet. Feel your feet ground down. So balls of your feet are pressed into the mat, heels pressed into the mat. Lift your heart, roll your shoulders back, finding that length all the way through the crown of your head. Your eyes can be slightly closed. And just take a few breaths in your mountain pose. Feel your feet ground down into the earth as your crown of your head reaches towards the sky. Our Tadasana, our mountain pose, is our pose of strength and stability. If your eyes are closed, slowly open your eyes. Inhale, reach our arms up. Exhale, bow forward, hinging at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, stepping back to plank or plank on your knees. Shift your weight forward, elbows tucked in. Slowly lower all the way to the mat. Hips press into the mat, tops of the feet press into the mat. Elbows point back. Inhale, we're gonna lift our heart, neck, and head, low cobra. Exhale, lower. Couple more times. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, lower. One last time. Inhale to find your cobra. Gaze is set on the mat. Neck is long. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press up through tabletop or plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out your feet. Downward dog ever doesn't feel like a resting pose. You can rest in tabletop or child's pose. Big toes come together to touch. Sweep your right leg up, three-legged dog. Right foot comes between your hands, runner's lunge. Heart is lifted, back knee can be down on the mat if that's better for you. Bring your hands to your thighs, slowly rise up as we find our warrior two pose. So in warrior two, we want our knee to stack over our ankle, hips are level, shoulders stack over your hips, arms come up, relax your shoulders. Dancing warrior, flip your palms, reach up, straighten your front leg, hands reach towards the ceiling, exhale, warrior two. Flip your palms, inhale, reach, extend, exhale, warrior two. Last time, flip your palms, inhale to reach, straightening that front leg, exhale, warrior two, and hold, looking out over your front hand. Flip your palm, reach up and back to reverse your warrior. Relax that left shoulder away from your ear. And breathe. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, stepping back to plank. And then downward facing dog. And let's do those poses on the other side. Take a couple breaths in downward facing dog. Gaze is towards your toes. And we're going to sweep that left leg up, three-legged dog. Left foot comes between your hands, finding your runner's lunge. Heart is lifted, hips sink towards the mat. Back knee can be down. And breathe. Hands come to your thighs as we slowly rise up, finding our warrior two. Take a moment to come to the pose. Left knee stacks over the left ankle, shoulders over hips. Extend your arms long into a T. Dancing warrior. Flip your palms. Inhale, lengthen, straighten your front leg. Exhale, warrior two. Flip your palms. Inhale, lengthen and reach. Exhale, warrior two. Last time, flip your palms. Inhale as you extend and reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, warrior two, and hold. Flip your front palm, reach up and back, reversing your warrior. And breathe. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, stepping back to plank. And hold. Remember, plank on your knees is also an option. Drop to your knees and everybody sit back into child's pose for 3 breaths. I'm going to inhale to tabletop, tuck your toes under, Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Big toes come together to touch. Sweep your right leg up, three-legged dog. Bring that right foot between your hands, runner's lunge. Press it with both feet. As you inhale, reach your arms up to your crescent lunge and hold. Hands come to heart center. Slowly opening up into your warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Reach forward as far as you can. We're going to find our triangle. On your exhale, windmill your arms, forming that T with your arms. And breathe. Inhale to rise. Exhale, reverse your triangle. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Stepping back to plank or plank on your knees. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Big toes come together to touch. Sweep your left leg up, three-legged dog. Left foot comes between your hands, runner's lunge. Press in through both feet as we slowly sweep our arms up. Crescent lunge. Hands come to heart center as we open up. Warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward. Windmilling your arms. Triangle pose. And breathe. Think about really opening up your heart towards the ceiling. Inhale to rise. Exhale, reverse your triangle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hands frame the front foot as you step back to plank and downward facing dog. We're going to stay in downward dog or any resting pose that you choose for 5 breaths. So that could be tabletop or child's pose. Three more breaths here. Bend your knees. Look forward, step, walk, or hop. Your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, power through your legs as you sweep your arms up. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Finding your Tadasana, your mountain pose. We're going to do a couple of balancing poses. So beginning in Tadasana, your pose of strength and stability, grounding your feet down into the mat. So if you have a wall, you can always place one hand on the wall. We're going to bring our weight into our right leg. Left foot is the kickstand. We're going to find our tree pose. So you can bring your foot up to your calf or to your thigh, not into your knee joint. Hands can be on your hips, heart center, or grow your branches overhead. Keeping your arms where they are, bring your knee out in front, one-legged tall mountain. Exhale, release. Just take a moment and shake out your arms and your legs. And we'll do those poses on the other side. Begin in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Feet ground down into the mat. Send your weight into your left leg using your right foot as a kickstand. Foot can come up to your calf or to your thigh, not to your knee joint. Hands can be on your hips or heart center, or maybe you grow your branches overhead. And breathe. Keeping your arms where they are, bring your knee out in front, one-legged tall mountain. Exhale, foot to the mat, arms down, finding your Tadasana, your mountain pose. And let's inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bow forward, hinging into your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, stepping back to your last downward facing dog. On your next exhale, knees to the mat, and let's find a seated position. And we're going to extend that right leg out to the side, trying to keep your foot flexed. There's a slight bend in your knee, that's totally okay. Inhale, reach your arms up, turn towards your extended leg as you slowly hinge forward, reaching your heart towards your knee. Hands rest wherever is comfortable. Thighs, calves, ankles, maybe your toes. Couple more breaths here. So your hands can come to your leg or to either side of your leg. As you walk your hands back to your hips, help support your lower back as you rise. Soles of your feet come together. Knees fall towards the mat. You can bring your elbows to the inside of your thighs. And breathe. Heart is lifted. We're going to slowly hinge forward as far as you can with a flat back. And you've gone as far as you can. Allow your head to drop. So allow your shoulders to round. Really relax them as your head falls towards your feet. Feeling the stretch through your lower back and the back of your hips. Couple more breaths here. Extend long through your spine. Head slowly rises. Extend your left leg to the side. Right foot comes to left inner thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up. Twist towards the extended leg as you slowly come down. Hands reach your thighs, your knee, your calf, your ankles, or maybe your feet. Just breathe in this pose. So you shouldn't feel any pulling through the back of your leg. If you do, put a slight bend in your knee. Couple more breaths here. So bringing your hands to your calf or to the mat. Slowly walk your hands back towards your hips. Bring your feet together. And we're going to find our way all the way down to the mat. So going as slowly as you can. Trying to release your back to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. And at a certain point, you're going to drop. But just try to make that point a little longer every single time until you're all the way onto the mat. Walk your heels in towards your hips. We're going to do a couple rolling bridges. Hands long by your sides, palms on the mat. Inhale, lift your hips up high. Exhale, lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale to lift and hold. Now on your next exhale, slowly lower. Hug your knees into your chest. Rocking from side to side, giving your lower back a gentle massage. And then when you're ready, reach your feet towards the ceiling. So we're going to find our inversion. Your inversion can look like anything. Hips can be on the mat. Sometimes that feels like a lot of stretch through the back of your legs. So you can put a bend in your knees. Maybe you want to stack your hips. Stack your hands underneath your hips so that your hips have a little more height. You can put movement in your legs if you'd like. If you have further to go, you can support your hands with your hips, finding your shoulder stand. If shoulder stand is in your practice. And breathe. If you'd like to put some movement in your feet, you can point and flex your feet. You can move your legs. Just notice the sensation of the air on your feet. Notice how it feels to have the weight off your legs. Couple more breaths. And we'll slowly lower our hips onto the mat. And then we're going to hug our knees into our chest again, slowly rocking from side to side. And then allow your hips to fall to the right as you look to the left. Arms can be in cactus arms or a T, whatever feels good in your body. Eyes are gently closed. Slowly come back to center. And then exhale, knees fall to the other side. Inhale, your knees come back to center. And we're going to end the class with a seated meditation. So slowly find your way back to a comfortable seated position. Legs can be crossed. You can sit back on your shins. Find a comfortable spot. You can give your hips some more height. Whatever feels good in your body. Hips ground down into the mat. Crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. And just take the breaths really slow. Focusing on your inhales and your exhales. Repeating any mantra to yourself. And if thoughts do come into your mind, just accept that they're there. Just accept where you are on the mat. Slowly bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment to think of something that you're grateful for. Thumbs come up to your forehead. Third eye. The light within me salutes the light within you. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining us. For more classes, check our website and Facebook.